You probably remember this. It was only about 3 weekends ago when an EF1 tornado tore through Stoughton with very little warning, damaging nearly 200 homes. A new weather study underway in Wisconsin is focusing on tornadoes like this that can be very difficult to warn you about. Dana Fulton spoke with some scientists involved in this project and shows us how this will help meteorologists here in the Badger State.
Mobile radar, lightning mappers, mobile mesonets, and drones. Dozens of high-tech instruments deployed from Missouri to Alabama for a project called Perils: propagation, evolution, and rotation in linear storms.
Instead of the individual, what we call supercell storms that have been studied for several decades on the Great Plains, this is looking at the tornadoes that form within the long lines that are common across the southeast United States and other parts of the country, including the Midwest.
The focus is on QLCSs, quasi-linear convective systems, lines of thunderstorms that can create short-lived tornadoes embedded in areas of straight-line winds. The Platteville tornado from June 2014 and the tornado that hit Stoughton earlier this month are perfect examples of QLCS tornadoes. They form too quickly to even issue a tornado warning.
The list of career scientists who are involved in this project is really impressive. This is some of the most senior, most experienced people in severe weather and tornado data collection are all involved in this project.
Perils has three main goals. First, by putting stationary units out in front of the storm line, it's to understand the environment which these storms form. Second, to understand the evolution of QLCSs and the structures that might lead to one part of the line producing a tornado versus another part that doesn't. And third, to better document and understand the damage, especially in uninhabited areas where a tornado might go on as being unreported. That will help lead to better accuracy when putting out warnings.
We're really trying to develop damage indicators that are more reflective of tornado intensity in rural areas. A lot of this work really stemmed from doing satellite imagery analysis, right? To be able to look at and identify tornado damage paths in remote areas that you really don't have access on the ground.
Better radar, new satellites, stronger computers, and special cameras. Technology that makes this project so groundbreaking and something that could not have been accomplished just a few decades ago.
One component here is, we're going out and we're doing science, right? But we also recognize that this science has a benefit and it has immediate benefits to folks.
The lessons learned from Perils will help organize where to send resources and with recovery planning for rural areas across the country.
We know that more and more people are moving out in rural areas, right? So if we have better documentation of storms out in the rural areas, it's a way for us to really be able to enhance our resiliency out in those areas.
Building better forecasts, more lead time for warnings, and a more resilient Wisconsin. For News 3 Now, I'm Dana Fulton.
Well, Gary's back. And Gary, how is this project going to help you guys?
Well, those QLCS thunderstorms that produce tornadoes, the lines of storms, those are just very difficult to warn very much in advance because it looks like straight line winds more than anything else. Couple good examples. This is the radar from the night of the Platteville tornado back in 2014. See, looks like a line of thunderstorms. You don't see those individual supercell thunderstorms that we often talk about, and there's where the tornado developed. About an hour and a half later, the storm moved eastward into Dane County. The Verona tornado, part of the same line. Again, that one we had a little more warning because we could start to see some rotation as the top of the line started to curl around. But all things considered, I mean, those are the tough ones to do, and they give the meteorologists nightmares so that, it's just hard to get the warnings out in advance.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I don't know how you guys keep it all straight, really.
Well, sometimes, it's luck more than anything else, especially in those situations. We want to try to use the science to get rid of some of that luck.